Three buyers, one plot, the 34 million land scam nobody saw coming. Imagine arriving at your land with workers, ready to start building, only to discover two other people standing there with documents claiming the exact same land belongs to them. One says, I bought it for 9 million. The second says, mine cost 11 million. Then the third says, I paid 14 million. Three buyers, three folders, one plot. And together, approximately 34 million naira had gone into the same piece of land. So the question is, how can three people buy same land and believe they are legitimate owners? Let's break it down. The first buyer is Bayo. 2 years earlier, Bayo was introduced to an agent who claimed to represent the family that owned the property. He inspected the land. He liked the location. The price was attractive, and so he paid approximately 9 million naira. He received a receipt and a survey document. He was told, don't worry, the documentation is being perfected. Bayo believed everything was fine, but he made a critical mistake. He bought the land and stopped investigating. He didn't fence it. He didn't build. He didn't conduct another independent verification. For 2 years, he simply assumed, I bought it. It's mine. Then came Mr. Akinyemi. 8 months after Bayo purchase, Mr. Akinyemi was introduced to the same area. He was a retired civil servant who had saved for years and wanted land where she could eventually build. She asked the right sounding question. Is this land free? And the answer is, yes, ma. The previous buyer backed out. She inspected the property. She saw the survey. She received a receipt and she paid approximately 11 million naira. She went home believing she has got a future, but she didn't know Bayo existed, and Bayo didn't know he existed. Then Chuka flew in from Houston. 3 months ago, Chuka entered in the picture. He was living in Houston and wanted to invest back home. He saw what happens to be a professional real estate transaction. There was a video call, site video, a signboard, a family elders, even a supposed handover ceremony. He was told, sir, this is a fresh allocation, for sale, no encumbrance. Because he was abroad, everything was handled remotely. Chuka paid approximately 14 million. He booked his flight to Nigeria. He came home and finally went to inspect his land, or at least what he believed was his land. Then everything collided. Bayo arrives, Mr. Akinyemi arrives, and Chuka arrives. They walk through the same beacon. They look at each other, and almost simultaneously, this is my land. I have the document. Then silent follows. That's when the reality becomes clear that the same plot have been sold to 3 different people. Here is the real lesson. Now, you might think the lesson is don't trust agent. That's not the complete lesson. The deeper lesson is this. A document can prove that a transaction happened. It does not automatically prove that you are the rightful owner. A receipt can show that money changed hands. A survey can identify a parcel of land. A beautiful handover ceremony can look convincing, but none of these by themselves answer the most important questions. Does the person selling this property actually have the legal authority to sell it to me? And has this exact property been sold, transferred, allocated, pledged, or disputed before? That is the question many buyers fail to ask. And there is another trap you need to watch: urgent pressure. Bayo was told, pay now or you lose your allocation. Mrs. Akinyemi was told, once the road is completed, the price will increase. While Chuka was told, two other people are interested, pay today and I will secure it for you. Different buyers, different stories, same strategies, create urgency before the buyer has enough time to execute. My advice: when someone tells you pay immediately, don't panic, slow down. And if they refuse reasonable independent verification, slow down even more, because a legitimate property transaction should be able to survive reasonable due diligence. What should you do before paying? Before you commit your money, don't inspect the document, investigate the property. Ask who actually owns this land. What is the title? Has it been previously allocated or transferred? Are there registered interests or encumbrances? Does the seller have authority to sell? Do the survey detail correspond with the actual location? And physically inspect the land. Look for old beacons, existing fence, signs of previous occupation, cultivation, and caretakers, or anyone else who can claim an interest in the property. And importantly, get an independent property lawyer or qualified professional to conduct the appropriate searches and due diligence. Remember, due diligence is not just checking the paper. You investigate the document, the seller, ownership history, and the physical property. And my final word here is, the buyer wanted an investment. Akinyemi wanted security. Chuka wanted to build a future back home. None of them woke up intending to become victim of property fraud. And that's what makes real estate fraud dangerous. It doesn't always look like fraud. Sometimes it comes with beautiful documents. Sometimes a professional office. And sometimes a family representatives. Sometimes a very convincing story. But real estate is too expensive to buy based on appearance. Don't just verify document. Verify the story behind the document. Because the real question isn't, do I have papers? The real question is, do I have the right property from the right person with the right authority and without a previous claim that will come back to haunt me? That's the difference between buying land and buying a problem. So if you are planning to buy land, don't let excitement make you skip due diligence. Take your time, ask questions, verify, search, inspect, get independent professional advice, because sometimes the cheapest land you buy today can become the most expensive mistake you ever make. So if you want my land buying checklist, comment check below. Share this video with someone planning to buy land. It might save them millions. This is just Realty, helping you build wealth through smart real estate investment. Don't just buy property, buy safely. Thank you.